And those of you who speak Draconic,
I was gonna say, yeah.
yeah, you hear it sort of shrieking a word, and the word that it's speaking is awake. And you can actually feel like you hear like the rocks crumbling behind you as they clatter down the cliff, in the face of the sonic force of this howl.
Can I talk with it?
Yeah, so what happens then is that it sort of sinks back into the water about halfway, and then it's sort of like its gaze swings around until it sees the incredibly small figure of Captain Coke.
And how far away are we? Or how far away am I?
You are probably like 100 feet away from it.
Okay.
From the edge of the
Right.
Can I just turn and start climbing?
Yes.
Can we like start like if we have the ropes, can I just like grab them, start tying them to maybe like get them down as far as I can to him?
The ropes they're secured above us, so we can't.
I thought we untied them. So
no,
we
you
had
guys
them.
were like recovering them as you came down. So
Oh, okay.
there's one rope that leads up 50 feet, and then the others you were sort of recovering as you went.
So I only have 100 feet.
Yeah, you can like toss the rope down to him.
Yeah.
It's further down than like the 100 feet, the 50 feet. I think it's like 150 feet down the slope.
Okay.
So Captain Coke, give me another athletics check to see how successful you are at climbing.
18.
You are very successful. You start making your way up the cliff. Like, you know, the camera zooms in close on you, and it's like looking over your shoulder as this creature swings its massive head to look in your direction. Its two bright green eyes just like piercing out from its jet black form as it looks in your direction. What do we see on your face? What do we hear you muttering under your breath?
Me?
Yeah.
What is he doing right now?
Trying to think of like
what's your reaction here? Are you just like wide-eyed terror? Are you like oh shit, or
He got
like,
up. He got up.
I mean, I've been in like a fucking war, so I guess that what I'm doing is just like, you're gonna live, you're gonna make it out of here, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna get to the top of this thing, and then you're gonna run past the group, and you're gonna keep going, and then you'll tell them to follow. I'm just like repeating those words.
So he's in relation to us. He's still like lower than us. He just climbed up from.
Yeah, he's just started climbing. Like he's gonna climb like 15 feet around. Really, if we were doing this in combat time, like if there were a combat going on,
which we're not doing combat right now.
It would take him 10 rounds to get to you. Okay, so yeah, like this giant serpent is staring at Captain Coke, and it just speaks a second word, and it says, "Who?"
Okay.
And then I look at the two that were speaking, whatever. Well, to me, I'm not familiar with the language, so it's just like snake sounds to me. And I say, can you speak to it? Maybe can you like talk to it?
Based on what I know of this, like I'm draconic. You'd think I know a little bit about this creature. I don't know exactly, but like, do I sense that it's like as far as what I know? Can you give me a name of it? Do I know the name of like this creature or? Like, what do I know about it?
Why don't you give me an Arcana check to identify what you think you know about this thing?
Okay, Arcana's +4, so roll +4, right?
Yep.
Okay, roll 4.
Oh,
fuck
shit.
yeah!
Shit.
20.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah.
Notes.
Crit that shit.
Dang.
Yeah, now I have to figure out what these things are. Damn it. You've heard something about these things.
Gotcha.
You know what, Shialbaz?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me what you've heard about these things? You know that, generally speaking, they're not immediately hostile. You know that they slumber for thousands of years until they're disturbed. And you know that...
Do these things have 7 Dragon Balls that we have to collect, Steve?
No.
Okay.
They're not immediately hostile, but we just woke them up after thousands of years.
Disturbs me from my slumber.
Yeah, that's what it is. And also you know that they like to meddle in the affairs of the world.
Ooh, that could be bad. Do I know how intelligent they are?
They are highly intelligent creatures.
Sweet.
But beyond that, can you tell me what you've heard about these things?
Am I telling the group, essentially?
Yeah, you know, like, yeah, it's You know about them. What is it?
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know the names because I don't know the name of them, obviously. But so I turn to the other group and be like, I've heard of these things before. One thing you should know is we're not in any immediate danger. You've kind of poked the bear here, but let's be honest, an arrow is nothing to this. It's intelligent. I may try to talk with it and save that idiot Captain Coke's life.
When you say that, you just hear like, help! Please!
Meanwhile, I still have the rope. That's not really doing much of anything while I'm looking at him. I'm kind of a little doubtful because he's senile, and I just
he's
we're in a
only
moment.
very. All right, I should say this. He's not completely senile. He's like a little bit senile.
Yeah.
And he's eccentric on his own. But
Yeah.
that also kind of sometimes like he thinks like he's being okay, but
Well,
sometimes
to
that
be
little
fair,
bit of senility.
what
is
I
coming
know
out.
of you, you're a little.
Oh
bit
yeah, I know.
crazy.
Based on
what I've seen of you, and so I'm just
Right,
sitting there
right.
like, oh god, what did
Perhaps
I do?
metagaming. Sorry.
I look over at Shiobaz and I'm like, you better tell your sister it wasn't us. That's for sure.
That's for sure. All right, so I guess with that said, I'm gonna try to talk to the serpent.
Oh god, you're gonna piss it off.
And so I'm like far away from it, right? So for production value, we're gonna add a little bit of echo.
Okay, that sounds great. What do you say to get its attention?
I say in parcel tongue, or like, "Hello there."
Yeah, its head swings up and like pans up the rock, and then it looks at you, and then you see like the water boiling from the other two springs, and then one large head erupts from the back right spring, and one large head erupts from the back left spring. And the black.
This isn't necessarily a good thing.
The one closest, the one closest to you is black. The one in the back right is red, and the one in the back left is white.
So it's giving me its attention.
Like, don't talk to it, please. Help!
So it's looking at me now. I've got its attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got its attention. It speaks. It opens its mouth and lets out a shriek in Draconic, and it says, "Who are you?"
All right, I say. Well met, I am Shiobaz. Let me tell you, we mean you no harm. My friend here was curious and didn't know you were there. Wanted to see if anything was there that might befall harm amongst us. But from what I know of you, you're intelligent, and we mean you no harm. Well met, I say.
Meanwhile, I'm terrified now. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, the other two sort of like, they sort of weave back and forth looking in your direction, and the black one sort of like, it arches up even further and sort of drifts its head a little bit closer. It's still quite far away.
Yeah, right.
But it speaks again. It says, "And why have you awoken us?"
Like I said, this one here, I point at Darius, acted a little hastily. We are adventurers and we're curious in these lands. If you wish to be undisturbed, we'll be on our way. Please don't hurt my friend near you. He's not worth it.
Meanwhile, they're pointing at me, and I'm just like looking around, like, what the hell are you saying? And I'm like pointing down now at Coke, and I'm just like, because I just assume that I'm getting the blame now. Wow.
Yeah, right. For you guys, it's like that scene, and again, we're referencing Harry Potter, where it's like, it sounds like I'm egging him on, like, yes,
I'm just like, no. No.
Shiobaz, would you make a persuasion roll?
motherfucker. All right, cool. Whew. This could go bad.
Off of charisma, I don't think it's checked for you, probably.
Okay, so that's charisma, persuasion, so that's just a +1. Okay. No pressure, no pressure.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Right.
Better than average.
Yeah. Yeah. The black one, it raises up its head, and it says to you, "I am the serpent of grief," and the red one says, "And I am the serpent of blood," and the white one says, "And I am the serpent of death."
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Great. Fantastic.
And I'm just looking at them saying, "Can you relay any of this to me?"
I noticed that, and I just kind of
fill me in a little bit.
I'm like, I got this. I got it. Guys, I got this.
I'm like, you don't want to know.
How far up the cliff am I
Just
at this
don't want to
point?
know.
The Serpent of Grief looks at you and it says, "We thank you for the service you have rendered to us in awakening us.
Oh shit. I don't say that.
Is there a boon you ask of us in return for this service?"
Oh shit.
How far up the cliff am I at this point, Steven?
You're like 20 feet up the cliff.
Okay.
You're like, oh my god, where am I going to get my next handhold from? Your hands are kind of shaking.
Do I have any sense motive or anything like that? Is that just kind of
that would be insight. So go ahead and roll to see if you have any insight onto these things.
Okay, so just standard 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Insight? Do I have a?
You have a -1, buddy.
Mine fucking shit ass. All right. So -1.
Yeah, like, these things are ancient, massive serpents, the likes of which you've never seen before in your life. You have no idea what is really going on in their mind.
Okay. So last thing they said to me is there any boon you'd like?
Yeah, is there a boon you wish?
And is there going to be a cost for this? Do we know if there's going to be a cost for this? I don't know anything because they're not telling me. But like, if we ask for a boon, are they going to be like, okay, now you pay for the sacrifice? Like,
I'm slightly startled by this, but I turn around in English and I say, "Hang on a minute, did they just offer us a boon?" Obviously, Darius can hear me as well, so.
And yeah, now I'm curious. Now I'm a little less scared. I'm a little more curious,
All right, you know what? I'll take this moment real quick while they're like, I just kind of fill them in real quick. Like, this is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. It's just grief, blood, whatever the fuck. Offering a boon.
I'm climbing up a
Sidebar.
hill. Is this just?
Well, you can't hear this shit. Yeah, you can't hear.
So yeah,
anything.
you're still just screaming and climbing and yelling help.
You're out of the loop, bud.
Okay.
So maybe now, since it's taking him forever to get up the hill, I stand up with the rope still in hand. I turn around and look at you, and then I say, "So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna take this, or are we gonna just try to get out of here?" So at this point, I'm unsure. Yeah, I look at you. I look at the two that can talk to the serpents.
Right.
Because I can't talk to them.
Well, there's no way of telling if these things are inherently evil. Granted, they told me they're a serpent of grief, blood, and death, if I can remember. These aren't generally good things. But what do we have to lose? We could either just leave now and be where we're at, or potentially have better info. They're offering a boon, so perhaps, they can help us. What say you?
I say to Darius and Gallahan.
I just look at Gallahan because
Well, we're dead. We might be dead either way, so you might as well ask.
All right. Okay.
What should I ask? Where these bandits are? Lay of the land?
Well, let's see what maybe they can give us power, Maybe they can give us riches. This,
Now I'm trying to. This is where I interrupt, and I'm like, "What? They can give you death. That's like they could probably kill you. Because I obviously am skeptical now. Now this is like the first time I've shown a little hesitation because all this time I've been a little overconfident, and now I've sort of been knocked back a little bit.
Right, you've seen the world a bit.
Yeah, I've seen technically like monsters for me, and so I'm a little more hesitant to just ask for them to give me powers. Plus, I don't want people like taking over or thingies, snakes.
All right.
So I'm
I'm
gonna try to say no.
I'm gonna see what they offer, and what they may, they're ancient creatures. I'm gonna learn about them.
Worst case scenario, Shalbez. Get them to give us directions.
Right. Okay, so I speak to the snakes. They're like,
Hello there again. Sorry, I don't mean any disrespect, but I must talk amongst my peers, you understand. I understand you're ancient creatures. What can you offer? We don't require anything from you. At the very least, all we'd like is safe passage. I don't know what your intentions are. I'd like to think you're creatures of nobility, as I understand, and you are intelligent. What would you offer?
The the serpent of grief, he sort of like turns around and he gazes at the serpent of blood and the serpent of death. And he turns back to you and he says, "You have no specific requests of us?"
Well, shit.
And you can imagine that his voice is as big and dramatic as yours is. Or
Son
more.
of a bitch. It's all booming and echoey and
I mean,
I kind of like pushed.
like he heard this. Yeah. What do you? I give Darius a look just kind of because he can hear this.
I push to the front and then I kind of clear my throat and I yell in Draconic, "What if I seek the power to defeat my foes?" As loud as I can.
Yeah, Grief opens his mouth, which the inside of it is this deep, dark blood red, and he just like laughs uproariously into the sky, which for the rest of you just sounds like a dragon shrieking to the heavens. And
Fuck.
he looks back at you and he says, "Small creature, you are bold." And then he starts sort of like retching a little bit, like,
Oh shit. Oh shit.
oh god.
and then he like collapses onto the ground next to the hot spring,
dies.
and he vomits forth like a spew of bile, and it's just like this yellow black ichor that coats the ground.
Can't tell if good or bad.
And in the middle of it, there is a sharpened tooth. And he stands back up again and he looks at you, Gallahan, and he says, "The power to defeat your enemies rests here. Come and take it."
All right.
Meanwhile, I'm still looking. I have no idea why he did that.
I just shoot Darius a look like, oh fuck. Like,
I nod and then I turn around and I say, "Wish me luck," and then I start making my way down, possibly with the rope towards the ground.
I guess I like look up and like, no, go up. I just don't know what's going on.
So yeah, I'd like to approach the tooth to take it.
Yeah, how are you approaching?
I mean, I'd like to climb down from the ledge we're on.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, go ahead and roll an athletics check to see. If
I mean,
you
I was
slide all the way
gonna
down.
fasten the rope around the rock and then make my way down.
while he's going down, I say to him like,
Don't let your thirst for power blind you.
So Gallahan, like you sort of slip and slide your way down the cliff. You're not as completely out of control as Captain Coke was. Captain Coke, you are able to like climb all the way up to the rock during the time period that this is happening. Do you say anything as you pass Gallahan?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, you're going the wrong way. You gotta go that way.
Yeah, okay,
you have no idea what the fuck's going on.
I know, no, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, so Gallahan, you get to the bottom of the cliff eventually, mostly in one piece. You're looking up at this serpent that's like raising, like, 30 feet into the air above you from the edge of this hot spring. It's looking down at you. Like, you're about 100 feet away from it, and the long tooth that's sticking out of the ground is like, basically 40 feet away from it, 60 feet away from you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I mean, I take my axe off and I lay it on the ground.
Okay.
Behind me.
The serpent sort of like cocks its head, and then it just sort of nods.
Yeah. And then I just start making my way towards the tooth.
Okay.
But making eye contact with the serpent.
Cool.
And I yell in Draconic, "I'm eternally grateful," as
Awesome.
I make my way towards the tooth.
Would you make a dexterity saving throw? The ground here is just like covered in this sticky ooze ichor from the creature's maw.
Okay.
I mean, at this point, he's fucking committed. He might as well just...
18.
Nice, yeah.
Nice.
You're not having any trouble sticking to the ground here. You step forwards. what is the demeanor you're trying to project as you approach? You're locking eyes with this. Are you locking eyes defiantly, respectfully?
It's more of a
subserviently.
It's more of a respectful, subservient thing where like I'll look ahead, and then if it looks at me, I'll look at it, and then I'll walk ahead again. Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
It is watching you.
Yeah,
and while he's doing this,
and I'm moving
I have
slowly.
no idea.
I'm not like running. I'm just moving slowly, treading carefully. Yeah, making my way towards the tooth.
So I have no idea what he's doing. So while he's doing this, I ready my bow unless someone, of course, tells me to put it away. Because I have no idea what's going on, why he's going in slime for a tooth. And, so I'm ready just in case they decide to attack him. Maybe try to eat him. Even though my arrows probably won't do much. So I'm not going to shoot. I'm not aiming it. I just have it ready.
Okay.
I'm just watching.
You're just
very
watching
observantly and cautiously.
Gallahan,
not exuding fear. That's not what my intent is, but I'm just,
Gallahan, would you roll a persuasion roll?
as an old wizard, I'm cautious.
Persuasion roll. Yep.
Fucking serpents, man.
7.
Okay. Awesome. So, you get to the tooth, which is sticking into the ground, and it's incredibly long. It's like 12 feet long, and it's like a huge spear of bone, basically, that's stuck into the ground. What do you do? Like, Grief is still just staring at you. His
Can you
eyes.
even fucking touch that? Like 12 feet?
It's not really thick, right? It's really about.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's just kind of.
It's like the thickness of your arm, or maybe your thigh.
Right. Okay.
I'm like I'm circling the tooth, and I'm kind of inspecting it. I just place my hand out and run it along the side of the tooth.
No, it feels it feels very interesting to you.
Oh.
Yeah, God. Hang on.
What? Am I back with Gassy? Or sorry.
Yeah, this entire time you've been like trying to get up, right?
Am I up top with Shalbaz and Darius?
Yes.
Can I use this time to just find out what the fuck is going on while Strippin's like down there doing with this?
Oh yeah, they catch you up on all of the exchange.
Okay. Well, once he does this stuff, I would assume, or I would like to make an action.
Okay. You put your hand on this tooth, and like the surface of it feels prickly to the touch, even though the tooth itself is smooth.
Okay.
What do you do?
I mean, I'm kind of like, at this point, nothing's happened. I expected something to happen. So I turn to the serpent.
Yeah.
And I say, "Mighty serpent, how do I use your gift?"
He says, "Take it with you. Wield it as a weapon. Strike down your enemies."
I mutter to myself, well, can't argue with that one then. And I just start trying to pull the tooth out of the ground.
Yeah. Give me a strength saving throw.
All right. 25.
Holy shit.
Okay.
So yeah, you're just like sword in the stone with this thing. You just like grip it by the shaft and just lift. And this huge 12-foot long spire of bone just comes lifting out of the mud.
So is it like a spear? Is it a spear type thing, or is it literally
it's closer in approximation to a lance.
Okay.
I mean, it literally is a tooth, right? But like back at the back of it, where like the roots of it would go into the jaw, like there's actually like a handle back there for you to hold on to, and it's just a 12-foot long lance. And you hear another serpent scream, "Death!" And the serpent of death goes lashing in your direction. The serpent of grief shouts, "No!" And it like slams against this massive white serpent as it lunges out towards you. Gallahan.
I'm just like,
let's see what this is like.
Jalbaz is wide-eyed right
shit.
now.
Oh shit, he rolled a straight up.
Well, yeah, I added a plus that I shouldn't have, but he got a 9. So Callahan, like these two serpents go colliding into each other feet from you as you like, in reaction just like dodge back. And they just begin thrashing and flailing at each other as they scream curses in Draconic to the sky. Blood is just like sitting there looking sort of like coldly at the fight between his brothers, and then he shifts his gaze to you, Gallahan. What do you do?
I yell up to Shilebaz. Little help!
And I yell back.
Usher towards the blood serpent.
And I yell back,
Fly, you fool!
Yeah. So
you run.
Yeah.
I want to get the fuck out of Dodge.
okay, so
This can only devolve.
I take the spear and I wrap it in the shoulder cloth that I used to keep the axe in. So the handle's like, a good, 6 feet above me or whatever.
yeah.
And then I begin to hoist myself up using the rope that I load myself down on.
Okay, go ahead and give an athletics check. Okay, yeah, you start like scrambling up as fast as you can, and I guess the rest of you are also trying to like start climbing your way back up the cliff.
Yeah, no, Chuck.
Yeah.
Everybody else give me an
We're all
athletics check
trying
as
to-
well.
We're not
Athletics
gonna wait
check,
for him.
okay.
We're just gonna take off ahead of
Well,
him.
he's coming, right? He's behind us.
Yeah.
There's like two serpents that are battling each other down on the ground. There's
This
one
is-
of them
Yeah,
that
I guess
seems to be, like,
I've already taken
evaluating
off.
the rest
Outta
of
here,
you.
like-
Wait, so
Yeah.
I guess
What?
do you two run off? What do Shialbaz and Darius do?
Yeah, I want to
I'm
leave.
gonna wait to see if the other, if you two run off, I go with you. But if one of you stays, I stay.
I would guess when you guys explain to me, I'm kind of just like sitting there staring at nothing, and I'm just like contemplating shit. And then as that happens, like the two dragons start going fucking crazy, and then you two just start running off, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
and my assessment of the situation is basically, okay, they're fighting amongst each other. That can't be good. Like one of them obviously wants to fucking kill, So at the very least, I feel like they're going to be upset.
Well, and you
that
heard him yell
it's starting
death
this way.
too.
Exactly
Right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we've cut our losses. He's got potentially a powerful thing. This is not necessarily what I'm saying, but this is just kind of my whatever.
Well-
So I'm running. I am getting at a farther distance.
I'm gonna try and put distance as well since he's.
I'm not
running it,
necessarily
you
like
understand.
panic running. I guess I'm just I want to get distance because as you naturally would if some giant serpents are fighting each other
So you're going up the cliff.
up the cliff.
Okay. Good. Everybody give me athletics checks.
There you go. Ooh, not bad.
Nice.
Okay, which one do I do?
So for you,
-1, but which one is it? Roll.
Yeah, it's roll.
Oh gosh.
And then -1.
Oh, sorry, I gotta switch.
Who are the two serpents that are fighting right now? Which ones?
Blood and grief.
Right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, it's grief
No, it's
and death.
I think it was
who are
death
fighting.
and grief.
So-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When they
definitely,
start
sorry.
to run, I like snap out of my like long gaze, and I scream at Blood is the one that's not fighting.
Yeah, blood is the one that's evaluating you all.
I scream at Blood, and I say, "Can you bring back Princess Terithiel Erelond?"
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Blood just opens his mouth, and you hear just like this hissing shriek that echoes across the sky.
What does it say?
Those of
Me.
you who speak Draconic know that first he laughed, and then he said, "Only death has the power over death."
I guess.
And I
when
yell back, "You're fucked!"
It's like fuck.
Okay, so yeah, give me an athletics roll, Captain Coke.
All right. 21.
Yeah, okay. So the four of you make your way up the cliff. Darius has a couple harrowing moments of sliding, but the only thing that happens is you take a couple bumps from catching yourself a couple times too hard against the ground. You take 3 damage,
Okay.
Darius. So you've got like current hit points and maximum hit points, so you'll just drop your current hit points down to 6.
Okay.
That's in the very center of your sheet. Okay, so yeah, you guys make it back up to the top of the cliff. I'm assuming you guys are just GTFOing.
Well, when we get up to the top, like what? if I like glance back, what's going on? There's still fucking
Like we're
fighting?
far enough away. Like I kind of want to see what happens, but again, they're giant serpents, and they're probably pretty fast.
And
Yeah, I mean, they look like they are probably like 150, 200 feet in length.
And does Gallahan get up? Is Gallahan up here with us?
Yeah. You guys all make it to the top.
Made it.
So yeah, you look back, and I mean, I guess it's like mid-afternoon now, and the sun gets obscured by a cloud, so a shadow just moves over onto the valley that you're looking down into, and you see that Death has Grief pinned by the throat and is sort of shaking him about, and blood is like coiled his body around Death's middle third or whatever. It just looks like just sort of a frenzy down there.
A brawl.
When we get to the top and like I collect my breath and I help Gallahan up, I just look at everyone. I'm just like, no one is to be told about this. This is our thing, all right? This didn't happen. I don't want a fucking line up here to talk to these snakes, because I'm coming back. I'm just like looking at all of you dead in the eyes. I say this.
I like pull out the lance and I inspect it one more time. What kind of damage are we looking at? Like, is it a regular lance, or
if you want to identify this item, you're going to have to like take a rest and spend an hour communing with it, and touching.
Cool.
In order to figure out what it's going on.
So I turn to the group and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm ready to go.
Well, and I just sort of sit in silence, nod my head at what Coke says, and then I just begin to walk away slowly while I just whisper like, I need a drink, and that's it.
Okay, cool. Why don't we take our next break here?
Yeah.
And when we come back, it seems like maybe the right time to take either a short rest or like maybe go a little bit further on your travels and then break for a short rest. But then we'll find out what this lance is actually doing for you.
Sounds good. All right.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back in like 5 or 6 minutes, guys. See you guys in just a bit for hour number 3.